look into this beautiful world, everything you see underneath this deep blue sky, and all that's in between. Oh, we take it all for granted, despite the love that's in our chest. Maybe it's time we stopped and listened to the rest. Oh, come on, love, and we'll go dancing where the elephants march. Oh, we can learn to fight for each other with the lion's heart, because we know we're not the only ones here. Thank you.
You're such a pro with everything. And
Oh,
for everyone who wants to hear more of your music, where's the best place for them to go?
Anywhere online, my music can be found pretty much everywhere. So whatever your favorite platform is. YouTube, I have a lot of videos up. So if you're looking for the most variety, YouTube is great. But I'm on Spotify, iTunes. You can find me on my website and Bandcamp as well.
Do you have a preference?
I think Spotify and YouTube are my two favorites right at the moment. Just because I think YouTube especially allows me to interact with people in different ways and post different kinds of covers that I can't post anywhere else. And Spotify's great just because it's the place to be right now for music, I think.
I think it's the most accessible.
Right.
I love Bandcamp, but I get frustrated when I try and play something and I go to a different window and it stops playing.
Yeah, I could see that.
Talk to me about what got you into music, where all this came from.
I've always had a passion for music from the time I was 3 years old, which I think a lot of musicians feel that way. You know, there's this certain kind of magic that happens when you're in that emotional place and you're able to play music and find that inspiration. And some of my earliest memories are finding that on the piano when I was only 3 years old. And yeah, it's just stuck with me ever since. When I was 15, I left home and started to pursue music, and I'm still doing it. So, yeah.
What do you hope future-wise for music? Like, what's the long-term dream?
The long-term dream is to help people with music. I have a lot of songs that are close to my heart and that I hope to be able to help other people who are dealing with difficult things. Songs about PTSD and sexual assault, and songs about pushing through depression, and just songs about trying to be happy. And, you know, they're not all sad, but there's a lot of really optimistic and uplifting songs that I have. And I just really, really enjoy connecting with people who are struggling. And I think a lot of the people that really connect with my music are people who are going through really difficult things. And I feel like it's a way for me to, because I'm a very emotional person, and not everyone is that way, and, you know, I've recognized that, but it's a way for me to concentrate those emotions into one easily understood message that is like, okay, this is, you know, you're going to be okay. We can all be okay together, and here's a song to help. So that's what I want to do, is just help as many people as possible.
That's beautiful. Talk to me about the next song you're about to play.
The next song I am about to play, I'm actually going to switch instruments, and it's called One More Reason. And that one is not as deep of a song, but it's more about somebody pushing you to the point where it's like, okay, you're giving me just one more reason to, like, leave this place and walk out the door and not come back. And that's what that song's about.
All right, let's hear it.
And this next song I'm going to do solo. It's actually a brand new song. And as I was talking about earlier, it's about struggling with kind of finding your way out of the dark. I know it's hard when you're picking at your scars. You're comfortable in silence, safest in the dark. You take out all your pieces and you block out all the light, but there's a hope that sleeps inside you. You feel it every night and you just cry and hope someday you'll find in this perfect life. It's the perfect time to find your way out of the dark. And it's a perfect time to let it all unwind, to spill out all your pieces and leave them all behind. And I know it's hard when time is racing by. You're holding on to shadows that kill you every night. They wrap themselves around you. Now you think it's who you are. You're a ghost that sleeps in silence while you tear yourself apart and you just cry. Find a place to hide in this perfect life. It's the perfect time to find your way out of the dark. And it's a perfect time to let it all unwind, to spill out all your pieces and leave them all behind. It will be hard, and I know you're tired, but look how far you've come. You're not the only one.
That is so soothing. You could probably put a baby to sleep with that.
I love that. Babies are cute.
Well, let's nerd out on gear for a minute.
Yes,
Talk to me about, you've got quite the collection of instruments behind you.
I do. Yeah, I've got an oil can ukulele that I'm going to be playing next by Bohemian Guitars, and they're just awesome and fun, and people look at them and they're just totally crazy.
It literally is an oil can
Yeah.
attached to a.
It's just an oil can, which is super fun. And then I have also got these sweet cables from Rattlesnake Cables that are, I love the colors, and they're just really pretty, you know, which is nice, but they also sound great. So it's a win-win for me at least.
Right? It's great to have bright colors.
Yeah, exactly.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
The guitar you're currently playing has a really nice warm sound to it. Do you
Yes.
play with strings, changing in and out to get brighter sounds versus warmer?
I really like warm sounds. Personally, as far as guitars go, I like large dreadnought guitars with a low, heavy sound. I think maybe because my voice is kind of the opposite of that. It's nice to like feel like that power is coming from somewhere, because the lowest note I can sing is like low. I think that's it. That's my lowest note. So it's nice to be able to have like an instrument. I think the cello is the one instrument that I really want to learn how to play, because it has so much, you know, that low end power is just beautiful and makes you feel cool.
And you have the lovely Korg keyboard here.
Yes, and I've also got this sweet drum pad, which you'll get to hear later. I'll do the drum pad and the keys at the same time, which is always fun. Also makes me feel cool. I strive to feel cool at certain times in my life.
What makes an instrument feel cool to you?
I think all instruments are cool. It's hard to find an instrument that's not cool. I think even, what are those instruments called that you like pluck with the mouth harp? I feel like that's maybe the least cool instrument, but it's still pretty cool if you can do it really well. It's all about like the person playing it, I think, that really makes it cool.
So as long as you're playing an instrument, you're going to feel cool.
Yeah, probably. As anyone should, really.
Okay, so you've got the oil can, you've got the lovely warm guitar, your Korg,
Yeah,
the drum
I'll be
pad.
playing this dulcimer, also made by the same company that made this guitar later. Sequel Guitars makes them, and they're these sweet guitar-shaped dulcimers that are super fun to play as well.
For those listening who've never heard of dulcimer, can you explain that to them?
It is a 4-stringed instrument, but it really plays like a 3-stringed instrument because the high string is doubled. It kind of sounds like somewhere between maybe a banjo and a mandolin. It's very twangy, fun sound. It sounds great with a slide. Has a diatonic tuning, so it's really hard to play a wrong note, which is great. You know, it's a great instrument for anybody to pick up. But yeah, it's super unique, and I love playing it.
When you go into a music shop, I can only imagine, like, you just want to grab everything.
I get distracted by everything.
What's the first thing you gravitate towards typically?
The thing that I haven't seen before, most likely, is the thing that I will go straight towards the most strange instrument in the room and figure out what it is and how I can have it. That's like my agenda in a music store. You typically don't want to take me to a music store. And I have no perspective on money when I'm inside that store either. I will spend all of my money on things, and my room is filled with instruments. It's scary. You can barely walk. They're just everywhere. I could start my own store at this point, and it really is. It's a problem. But yeah.
When you're writing music, what instrument do you pick up?
Anything. I find it really inspirational to try something different and play something new. If I start to feel like I'm plateauing and I'm not really finding any inspiration, I'll try a new instrument and see what happens. Even if I can't play it very well, I find that new sounds and new things will inspire me a lot.
Very fun. All right, and what's the name of the next song?
The next song is called Save You, and it's about feeling like, I think a lot of times we get into these relationships with people, whether they're friendships or romantic, and you can see another person starting to make bad decisions for themselves, and it's hard to not feel like you're partially responsible for that. But at some point, you have to step away from that person and realize, okay, their decisions are their responsibility, and no matter how much you want to save somebody, you can't. They still have to want to save themselves.
Oh, very tough life lesson right there.
Yeah.
Okay, let's hear it.
I might need to tune this. Oil cans can get out of tune pretty easily. That is the one caveat to oil cans as an instrument. But I'll try to do that quickly. Yes, I should come up with a tuning song. It'd make things a lot more entertaining. Maybe I'll come up with one on the spot. This is my tuning song. That was terrible. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. Oof. The tune was wrong. All right. Okay, you just play stuff for me. Okay, all right, I have a joke for all of you listening. Why was the tomato red? Because it saw the salad dressing. All right, there we go. It's close enough. There we go. All right. I can't run away from here. I can't hide from all my fears. What do I do when it's all said and done? There's nothing to say when it's all gone. There's nothing I could do to save you. There's nothing I could change in this dark, dark room. No matter how hard we try to deny all the signs, we can't keep this dream alive. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. And there's nothing I could do to save you. And there's nothing I could change
just a matter of time. All right, this next song is called Try Again. I don't know where I'm going, and I don't know what I'll do, but I'm sorry. Woo. Let's try that one more time.
Try it again.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll try it again. I don't know where I'm going, and I don't know what I'll do, but I can try again. And I've got these inhibitions, they're holding me back, and I know there's a bigger road ahead. And if I find myself wishing I could stand a little tall and speak a little louder. And when I find myself wishing I could make a bigger change and find a better way. And if I fall, I'll get back up. When I fall, I'll try again. And I know I can be so naive when I'm dreaming of bigger dreams, living beyond my means. And I know I'll make mistakes and get in my head, but I know I can always start again. And when we find ourselves wishing we could make a bigger change and find a better way. When we find ourselves wishing we could stand a little tall and speak a little louder. When we fall, we'll get back up. If we fall, we'll try again. Gonna find my way. Thank you. I'm so sorry about that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what I'm talking about either. Muscle memory is a thing. I normally don't play that song on this instrument, and I think my brain just wanted to play a different song. You ever just fight with your brain?
Absolutely.
Right? Just all the time.
Body says no, brain says yes, and vice
Yeah.
versa.
Yeah.
All
I feel
the
that way
time.
with exercise a lot.
Yes. I have that same theory about food, like things that taste good must
Right.
have 1,000,000 calories.
Exactly. Things that taste good are my worst enemy. Like,
Understand.
yeah.
So shout out to Sesame Donuts, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
They hook us up with a dozen every week. We love them.
Sweet.
Literally.
It's amazing. I love donuts. I'm so excited.
Shifting gears a little bit,
Yes,
you've got some really cool upcoming gigs.
I do.
Let's talk about them.
So tomorrow I'm playing at a bookstore, actually. It'll be really intimate, sweet little performance at Books Around the Corner in Gresham. And then I'm going to be releasing a new song next month called Fearless Girl. And with that release, we're doing a show at PCC. And the
Cascade
event,
campus, right?
yes,
Oh,
and the
okay.
event is called Red Women Rising. And the whole event is about raising awareness for missing and murdered Indigenous women, which is a big issue that a lot of people don't know about because of the laws on tribal land versus on our laws don't protect them. And so there's these loopholes that allow people to hurt women there in terrible ways, and people can just get away with it. And so there are people trying very hard to change that right now. And so this show is about raising awareness, knowing what we can do to help. The song is also trying to raise awareness, and there's going to be a fashion show. It's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, and that is March 6th.
For anyone who wants to find more information about that, is there a website or something they can go to? Or can
It'll
they
be
go to yours?
on my website, yes.
Okay, so for those listening who want to find out, what is your website?
It is maiahwynne.com, which is MAIAHWYNNE.com.
To hear more about upcoming shows, if they just want to see you perform, where should they go to find out?
Same place, my website. You can also follow me on Instagram. I'll post when I'm playing a show somewhere, or Facebook. I'm everywhere online. I'm really bad at Twitter. I'm really terrible at it. Besides, people really don't want to know the nuggets of wisdom from my brain. They're not wisdom. It would just be weird. So it's probably good I don't use Twitter very often.
I think you just summed up Twitter.
Right? Weird brain nuggets. Yeah.
And your next album is? No.
Yes. I would totally name my album that. That really is what my music is, just weird brain nuggets.
Talk to me about the upcoming album. You've got some cool guest performers.
Yes. So on that same song, which will be on my upcoming album, I'm very lucky to be working with Alex Lifeson from Rush, which is super crazy. That whole thing, how that happened. I'm also doing a separate EP with him and Andy Curran from Coney Hatch, and they're just amazing. Working with them, I got to go to Toronto to work on that EP, and the stories they're telling, they're talking about the most famous people I've ever heard of, and just like, oh yeah, that one time we did this crazy thing with these people, and I felt so out of place, but it was amazing. Like, just absorbing that and being there for that was just an incredible experience, and I'm super excited for that. And the album I'm hoping to have done by October, and then I'm going to go on a tour to support it, but it's all tentative because I tend to get behind on things. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll have it done by then.
And I heard rumor you might be working on something with Portland Cello Project.
Yes, and Portland Cello Project, I'm so excited. They're also going to be on that same song, which will be next month, Fearless Girl. And their arrangement, I got to do a tour with them where we performed 6 of my songs, and they did their whole, the rest was their arrangements and their songs, but they played on my songs, and it was the most beautiful thing in the world. And that's like my dream band, is 20 cellos and this amazing drummer and all these, and obviously these 2 amazing gentlemen right here. But that would just, I just want everything. I want a choir, I want all these things. But Portland Cello Project I've been a huge fan of for years, and the arrangements they make for songs are just stunning and beautiful.
I have to admit, I still love when they cover pop songs, though.
Yes.
It's the best. They have a cover of Shake It Off that's just amazing.
And I understand you like doing covers occasionally, too. Do you think we'd
I
ever
do.
hear an album come out with a bunch of covers?
Totally. I think that's definitely in my future. I love doing covers, especially rearranging them in a different way. I like finding old songs that were really popular that have really dark lyrics, and then just really running with that is always fun. But yeah, I think in the future you'll be seeing a lot more covers from me that are just fun and different, and yeah.
Do you remember the first cover you ever learned how to play?
It was "I'm Yours" by Jason Mraz. Yeah. Oh no, actually, it was "Don't Know Why" by Nora Jones was the first one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, going back to Fearless Girl,
Yes.
that you've got all that cool thing around. How did you find out about that? How did that become to be?
The show.
Yes.
So I started working on a music video for that song, and one of the actresses in it, who dances in it, her name is Simona Bearcub, and she is running this entire event. And I wanted the music video to represent a lot of different cultures, because women are faced with violence and sexual violence all over the world, and I really wanted the video and the song to represent that. It's not just one demographic. It's not just women either. There's a surprising amount of men and boys that are affected by sexual assault as well, and LGBT people. And I think that it's something that needs to be talked about and needs to be represented. And I really wanted the video to do that as well. And she was somebody that was in the video, and she's just amazing, and she put so much into it. And I'm really excited to be working with her on this project.
It's beautiful. All right. Well, I'm excited to hear the song now.
Thank you. And that's what we'll be singing next. I'm so tired of feeling like I can't go out alone. In this world I live in, I'm not safe in my a story just like me, reliving what we've seen every night inside our dreams, with every job we take. my hand at night. Every time that I try to hide, it always follows me. Every time that I go outside, keep a key in my hand at night. It takes my breath away, and I can't breathe. Another boundary that's been crossed. Memories locked away. I'll take it back at any cost. You will not take my voice away, but I'm not gonna let go of the fearless girl I used to. And so I'm not gonna leave and watch this world take over me. I'm not gonna let go of the fearless girl I used to This next song is a cover of Wicked Game by Chris Isaac.
we're almost out of time, so we're going to just have one more song after this.
Yeah.
But I want to make sure people get a, once again, plug where all they can find your music and upcoming shows.
Yes. You can find my music anywhere online under my name. If you can spell my name, that's the main thing. My name is spelled a little bit weird. Maiahwynne. That's me. I wrote a song about spelling my name because it's such a weird spelling, and it's super dorky. But yeah, if you can spell it, you can find me anywhere.
Any other things you want to make sure you mention for people to know who are listening?
Just thank you. Thanks for having us, and thanks for dealing with all of the craziness of this morning, all of my mistakes. Thank you. And thank you for all of those who are listening to all of my mistakes. You are very much appreciated.
What is the Bob Ross thing? There's no mistakes.
That's right, just happy accidents. I love Bob Ross. Helps me sleep at night. I watch Bob Ross before I go to sleep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I recommend it. Yeah. My name is Maiah Wynne, and you're listening to KPCU. KPSU.
Thank you so much. And your last song, what are you going to play?
I'm going to be playing Mama, which is an original on the dulcimer that we talked about earlier.
Very cool. Let's hear it.
This one's going to get fun. I always tell people to imagine you're in a creepy swamp before I sing this one. And there's some scary lady named Mama coming to get you.
Thank you, Jamie Wynne. Thank you, Maiah Wynne. I was looking at Jamie and said that.